Hey everybody, my name is SirWillow, and I make videos about my time working at theme parks. My name is SirWillow. My real name is actually George, but on the internet I use SirWillow. And I actually spent several years working at several different theme and amusement parks. I worked at Busch Gardens in Tampa for a couple years as a Rhino Rally driver. I worked at Walt Disney World for 5 years as a PhotoPass photographer. And then I spent 3 years at a park called Silver Dollar City up in Branson, Missouri. And there I was a train conductor, and believe it or not, I was actually a train robber as well. And all of them were a lot of fun. I got to wear different things while I worked. For example, at Rhino Rally, I wore this shirt, and I would wear that while I was driving around in what's called a Land Rover. And it was a big, huge truck that would seat 17 people, plus the driver. And I would drive that around, and we would look at wild animals that were out at Busch Gardens and tell people about them and make jokes and have a lot of fun. When I worked at Walt Disney World, I wore something a little different. I wore this vest, and I had a white shirt that I would wear underneath it, and so if people were walking around, they could spot me easily wearing the vest and know that I was there to help them. Plus, I would also have a big old camera. And actually, at Walt Disney World, not only did we have our cameras, we had these large flash units that would make lights so the pictures would come out better. And then we would also have a big cord that would come out the side and attach to a little computer that was on our belt. And we would use that to keep track of the pictures that we took, and that way the people who we got the pictures of could find their pictures later. It was a lot of fun. At Silver Dollar City, I wore something a little different. I kind of wore these old bib overalls with some torn up shirts, a really goofy hat, and I would be out there acting like a really goofy person who didn't know what they were doing. At least that's when I was the train robber. As a conductor, I wore a white shirt and then a black vest and black pants, and so I would look a little bit like a train conductor that way. And I had a lot of fun doing all of those jobs. For me, I got to go out and play essentially with the people that were in the parks and visiting, and for me, that was a lot of fun. I love working with people, especially when they're in a good mood and having fun, and it makes it more fun for me to be able to help them to have more fun. So I really love that. And now what I do is I actually make videos talking about my time doing all that. And I mean, you can see my bookshelves behind me, and I'll give you a little look at kind of how I do that briefly here. But it's been something that has been really kind of neat for me. My kids actually suggested that I start doing this, and it went from something that was fun to where I can actually make a little bit of money. And so now I do it as a part-time job, which has really been kind of neat to see how that has happened. And so as I've learn more with making the videos, I originally shot the videos on my phone, which is actually how I'm shooting this one. And then I gradually added more equipment and changed up where I shoot and how I shoot. So I'm actually going to move the camera here right now and just kind of let you see a little bit that what you can't see the other way is I have lights that help light it up. I've actually got a big microphone that is right there. And I actually run the microphone over to my computer that's sitting right over there. And that's actually how I'm recording all my sound for this. And then that camera that I showed you earlier, and it's going to bump a little bit as I put it down. There we go. And then that camera that I showed you earlier, that's actually what I usually film my videos on now. There we go. Get it lined up again. So normally, even though this is a camera for taking pictures, I can actually shoot video on this as well. And that's usually what I do on my video on now. And then I take all these different computer files and I actually go home and I sit down on my computer for several hours and I put them all together and use programs there and make it all into the video that you're watching right now. So it's been a really fun way to learn all that. Now, I have learned various things in school that have helped me with that as well. My main focus in college was on history, but I also took computer classes, typing classes. I took some music classes that have also helped me learn how to do some of the background music I sometimes use. And I've learned a lot of other different things. In the park, my history degree actually became very handy, especially at Busch Gardens and Silver Dollar City, because I would actually use a few things that I had learned in history, and I would then bring them into the park And when I was talking to guests, I would try to make it more real by talking about some of those things. So that's a little look at what I do now, as well as what I did in the past. The jobs at the parks were a lot of fun. They were long hours. Making videos can be a lot of time and a lot of fun, but also a lot of hours. A regular video can take me anywhere from 5 to 12 hours to make, just for one short little 10-minute video, like the one you're watching now. But it's a lot of fun. You learn a lot of different things doing all that. You meet a lot of neat people. And that's probably my favorite part, is getting to meet all the people. Even now, if I go out to a theme park, it's not unusual for me to run into somebody who's seen one of my videos and wants to say hi and get a picture. And I have a lot of fun with that, including having met one of your teachers, Ms. Mooney. I've gotten to meet her at Disney. And so that was a lot of fun, and that's why I get to do that. Or, in fact, some of you also are watching this from Ms. Miller's class down at Ridgeview Community High School. And I have to warn you, Laurel Miller, she's weird. She's really strange. But we've known them for a long time. But we've gotten to meet a lot of other people as well, and that's made a lot of this really fun. So if you're in school right now and you're watching this and you're learning about careers or possible things to think about in the future, study hard, learn to find something that you really like, and you might be able to turn it into a job someday that you can make money on, pay the bills that you have to as you grow up, but also have a lot of fun and do something really neat and cool that will help change everybody around you for the better. But look for something that you really love. It may be something you completely don't expect. My son makes videos, but he also does stuff in an office. My daughter is an art major. She's constantly learning new things and painting new things and designing new things, and she really enjoys that. The biggest thing, my biggest suggestion for you is find something that you really love. Find something that's going to help you feel better about what you do, and then try to do that. There's lots of things that you'll be able to find in school and a lot of things that will help you that way. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun watching this and maybe learned a little bit about something that might wait in your future. If you work at theme parks, have fun with it. If you make videos, have fun with it. Whatever you do, find a way to have fun with it. And study hard if you're in school. If you want to know whenever I have a new video out, well, hey, make sure you hit that button right there and subscribe. If you want to see another video right now, well, I've got a great one right here for you. And if you want to be like these wonderful people here and help support me financially on Patreon, well, check out that link right there and it'll take you to it. Thanks so much and God bless.